students. In this video, we're going to see the property of carbon monoxide, and there are two properties, physical and chemical. First, we'll see the physical property. After completing that, we go to the chemical property. So it's just like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide is also colorless gas. It does not have any like odor, so it is odorless. It does not have any taste. It is tasteless. And this compound density is as heavy as air. Remember, it is very less soluble in water. Okay, liquefies to a colorless liquid under high pressure and low temperature. And the boiling point of liquid carbon monoxide is minus 192 degrees Celsius. So you have to remember this all for the out knowledge, but it is not so much important. Now this is important, students. You have to remember this one. Carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas. It is highly poisonous gas. Now let's see why it became poisonous. Carbon monoxide combines with the hemoglobin present in the red blood cell, okay, which interferes the role of the pigment. Actually, you know that hemoglobin is referred as oxygen carrier. So during respiration, when we inhale oxygen, it is carried to the different cells by hemoglobin. Therefore, hemoglobin is referred as oxygen carrier. And when oxygen we intake, it combines with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin, and this oxyhemoglobin will release oxygen to different cells in our body. But instead of oxygen, if you inhaled carbon monoxide, then instead of forming oxyhemoglobin, carboxyhemoglobin is formed, whereby hemoglobin, instead of carrying oxygen, it will carry carbon monoxide to the different parts of our body. And since it carries carbon monoxide, not oxygen, when you inhale carbon monoxide, so the person dies due to lack of oxygen in the body. And this disease is referred as asphyxia. It is the term condition used for lack of oxygen resulting in unconsciousness, suffocation, or death. So if the oxygen level is less in our body, we die because of the disease called asphyxia, unconsciousness, suffocation, and death. Lack of oxygen. Remember this name for objective. So from here you came to know, students, oxygen carrier is referred as hemoglobin. So during respiration, when you inhale oxygen, it combines with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin, whereby it supplies oxygen to the different cells. But when we inhale carbon monoxide, this hemoglobin combines with carbon monoxide to form carboxyhemoglobin. So instead of sending oxygen, it will send carbon monoxide, whereby a person will die due to lack of oxygen, and that disease is called asphyxia, and that means unconsciousness, suffocation, and death. Not only that, we find it other dangerous things is going to happen because of carbon monoxide. Sleeping in a closed room with a coal fire burning, since carbon burns in limited supply of air, forming carbon monoxide. So we should not sleep in a closed room, where you have done a coal fire burning. Why? Because when you sleep in a closed room, there is limited supply of air. Therefore, coal is a hydrocarbon. It reacts with limited oxygen to form carbon monoxide, which is not good, isn't it? So therefore, we should not sleep in a closed room where there is coal fire burning. There will be insufficient supply of air, whereby carbon monoxide is formed, which is poisonous in nature. And it will combine with the hemoglobin to form carboxyhemoglobin. There will be lack of oxygen, and we will die because of the disease called asphyxia. Okay. Stand in a garage with the engine of an automobile running. Again, if you are waiting for your friends nearby a garage where the engine is on, again, you know, in garage also the three walls are bonded, are like covered. So whereby there will be also insufficient supply of air, and because petrol is also a hydrocarbon, due to its incomplete combustion, carbon monoxide is produced, which is poisonous in nature. Again, due to lack of oxygen, this disease may arise. Smoke or with the vicinity of smoker, since the fumes of burning tobacco also produce carbon monoxide. So you should not stand nearby a person who is smoking, because it will produce carbon monoxide, which is poisonous in nature, students. So a victim of carbon monoxide poisoning should be given artificial respirin with carbogene. Sometimes what happens, like if you intake so much of carbon monoxide in your body, you'll have a problem, and That carbon monoxide poisoning is known by the name carbozine. And carbozine is a process whereby we can reduce the percentage of carbon monoxide in our body. Mixture of 95% oxygen and 5% carbon dioxide is referred as carbozine. So they may ask you, what is carbozine? Answer: 95% of oxygen, 5% carbon dioxide is referred as carbozine, and this is given to the patient who is suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning. And this helps to do artificial respiration, whereby carbon monoxide will convert to carbon dioxide and comes out from the body. So you understood? So workers in factories should be made or to wear a gas masks. Okay, why the gas mask has to be made? So that you will not intake carbon monoxide in the body, inside the body. So these are some of the physical property which you have to remember, and from here a lot of reasoning questions can be made. I like to show you few. So you can see one question out here which is objective. A compound which finds used to a victim of carbon monoxide poisoning is carbozine, artificial respiration. So C is the answer for this objective question, which is at the last page of the chapter. Okay, then this number 3 no need to do, balancing equation, this all no need to do, we have already finished filling the blanks. Now we go to some questions which is given out here. Carbon monoxide, not carbon dioxide, is highly poisonous. Which is highly poisonous gas? Carbon monoxide. If they ask you to give reason why carbon monoxide is highly poisonous, so you can go to the page number 115 for it, and you can see here why it is highly poisonous. So you can say out here this one. If carbon monoxide is inhaled, the answer is here. Okay, if carbon monoxide is inhaled, hemoglobin combines with it to form a stable compound called carboxyhemoglobin, which prevents hemoglobin for intake of oxygen. A person thus dies due to lack of oxygen. Till here you can write. From here to here you can write for that reasoning answer. So you can make it the notes for it, students. Hope so you understood that question. Now we go to the next question. You can see this one. It is dangerous to stand behind a running engine of a vehicle, because when you stand nearby the running engine of a vehicle, again due to insufficient combustion, what is produced? Carbon monoxide. So you may inhale it. Therefore we should always prevent to stand beside a running engine of a vehicle. So again the answer is in 100. So answer for that is also in 115, students. So you can see here why we should not stand in the running engine, because carbon monoxide is present in the exhaust fumes. So because carbon monoxide is present in the exhaust fumes, so you can write this much, and it is a poisonous gas. Also you are understanding. So the answer for that is out here somewhere. Okay, so far we have finished number 4 reasoning question and number 2. 3 and 5 we will do later. 3 and 5 we will do later. Number 1, diamond graphite are allotropic modification of carbon. So you have to remember that both diamond and graphite are the allotropes of carbon, and they contain carbon in them. So because of which physical property will be different, but the chemical property will be same. That's why they are allotropic modification. So if they ask carbon and graphite are allotropic modification of carbon, explain. Because they have different physical property but same chemical property is the answer here, because they have same chemical property but different physical property. So that's why they are referred as allotropic modification. You can remember that much. Number 3 also you can answer it. Both carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide turns lime water milky, but most potassium permanganate paper helps distinguish to them. How? It is there in page number 113. So if we go to page number 113, both carbon dioxide, we have learned in the previous video, carbon dioxide turns lime water milky, but if you see below, the above test is even also shown by sulfur dioxide. So just like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide also turns lime water milky. But sulfur dioxide turns potassium permanganate paper purple to colorless, whereas carbon dioxide does so. So both carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide turns lime water milky, but potassium permanganate paper turns purple to colorless when sulfur dioxide is passed through it, whereas carbon dioxide fails to do so. Okay. So students, from here you can say that number 1 answer I have explained you. Please repeat the video to make the notes. 2 and 4 I have shown you the notes. Even I have explained you that. Number 3, just now I have shown you. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4 reasoning is over. Make the notes from the respective page. Number 5 we will see later. Okay, so if you see out here, from reasoning only 5 is left. From number 4 we have done all. Okay, we have done all. Number 3 no need to do anything. Number here 2 we have done all, and number 1 also only number 5 is left. So now number 1 5 and number 5 is left to be done. Rest all are done. So students, by this we come to the end of the physical property of carbon monoxide, sorry. And for carbon monoxide in the physical property, you're going to remember its poisonous nature. So learn about its poisonous nature in detail. It's very, very important, students. Okay, so in my next video, we're going to see the chemical property of carbon monoxide.